Hey guys, what is up? It's Olive here. Being a business major, being a marketing major for the past 4 years has really taught me a lot about business. But I noticed, in the past few years that a lot of those business tips bled into my personal life, as in I could apply a lot of the business tips I learned and, strategies into my own personal life with how I interact with people and how more or less I get what I want. I thought I would share with you guys today 5 brutal business tips to apply to your own personal life. So let's get started. So some of you may know what a core competency is. They are defining capabilities distinguishing you from everybody else. So in essence, you guys, what makes you unique? What makes you that rare individual? And I know a lot of you are saying there's nothing unique about me. I'm kind of just like everyone else. Your collection of attributes, your sense of humor, how you go about learning things, your ambition, all that combines into a formula and creates you essentially, and there's not going to be another formula like that and another human being like you, so you are rare. Think of your key defining characteristics, maybe something you're known for, maybe you have a great sense of humor and you make people laugh at parties, or maybe you're that person that people come to for comfort and solace when they want to, vent about something. It's knowing your value, where you stand in a relationship, and it starts with identifying those core competencies. Now, you guys have probably heard this a lot in, relationship advice and tips and all that, but non-negotiables apply both in business and in relationships in kind of the same way. Non-negotiables, if you're going into a contract, there are certain things you expect to get out of that contract. Of course, there's always room for leeway and adjustments, but there are some things you kind of have to stand by to get what you want or need. And the same applies to relationship. Identify what you need as an individual, and there are differences between needs and wants. I would suggest starting off with what you need. That's maybe to communicate, honesty. Maybe it's, having a talk with your partner every week just to sit down to have some time, an hour or two just to yourselves, just away from the busy work week. A want maybe something like traveling a lot, or if you're in a more mature stage of the relationship, buying a certain house in a certain neighborhood, things like that. But the key things that you get from just the two of you in a relationship and what you need out of that are the most important non-negotiables to have, and it's important to communicate that. Have you guys ever bought a product, taken it home, tried it, and it just doesn't work or doesn't work for you? Are you going to buy it again? Don't go back to things that don't work for you. Whether that's a romantic relationship, a friendship, a colleague sort of thing, any interaction you have with people needs to benefit you and them equally. If it is one-sided or no-sided at all, then drop it. Don't buy that product again. Don't go back to that interaction or relationship if it's not giving you the benefits that you need. A product, and I'm not saying a relationship is a product, supposed to give you certain benefits to do things with your life. If you buy like a hair dryer that doesn't work, why would you go back and buy it again if it doesn't actually dry your hair? Don't go back to things that don't work for you. You can try to fix it, you can try to be the mechanic, but at the core fundamentals, if it's not designed to work, then it's not going to, and you need to walk away. Return on investment, ROI, as it's called in business, and a lot of you have heard this probably at some point in your life, but it absolutely applies to relationships as well. You, as a person in a relationship, are giving your time, energy, probably money at some point. It is completely fair to ask for the same in return. In business, when you invest in something, again, it could be time, energy, and money, and it usually is, you expect something back. You expect to be rewarded in some way for giving those things that are valuable, because those are very valuable things I just named, and you get something back from that in return. And the same goes for relationships. If they're not giving you their time, their energy, or spending, some sort of money on you, even if it's just a casual night out, then that's not gonna work. That means you're putting in way more than the other person in the teeter-totter's kind of like this. The scales are tipped. That person, if they're not doing it now, they probably won't ever. Because if you're putting in all this effort now and showing up for them and showing how much they mean to you, why would they not return that immediately? Now, there are going to be times when the scales are going to be tipped temporarily. Maybe someone lost a job and they just don't have the means to spend or the time or the energy or something. There are going to be times when it's tipped. But in the long run, if you notice this being a pattern or a long-going trend, then something needs to change. And maybe that's just walking away. And that brings me to my last point. When the deal is not good enough, walk away. You are under no obligation to be in a relationship with anyone. And there is a lot of pressure in society and at certain ages to be in a relationship. But at the end of the day, no one is forcing you to. Like I was talking about before, if your non-negotiables are not met, walk away. If you are not getting your ROI, return on investment, your time, energy, money are not being returned, walk away. Your life has value. Your time, your energy has value, and where you invest it is important. The phrase that people use, money down the drain, is kind of sometimes relationship based too, because time and energy can go down the drain as well if the person you're with is not returning that to you. If your needs are not being met and you're not getting your ROI, then get out. So these were just a few lessons that I transferred from my business experience into my personal life, and I know it's helped a lot of other people as well. I hope you guys found some value in this, and remember to stay strong and value yourself, and I will see you in the next one. All about.